I think as drummers, we have to help shape a song, and I think we naturally know what the situation needs. And that's a big part of producing. I noticed that I was always the one in the studio coming up with an idea or saying, why don't we try this? Or, all due respect to whoever the leader is, but I think this might work better. And I was confident enough with my ideas to do that, and realized that I was happiest in the studio helping to make something from nothing. And I also very much love being on stage, creating something in front of an audience. But I also feel that the art of production in the studio is like directing, like directing a movie. So I like both sides of that. And I just started doing more and more of it. My own records, for sure. I did the Mosaic Project and Money Jungle and Dianne Reeves' record Beautiful Life, which all three of those won Grammy Awards. Currently, I'm just finishing up a CD for Tia Fuller that features Jack DeJohnette and Dave Holland, as well as James Genus, Adam Rogers, and Bill Stewart, and Sam Yahel. And myself, I play some percussion on it. And I just finished Dianne Reeves' live CD, Live in Marciac. And there's a few things down the road. So it's just something that I really love doing. But also, I like producing shows. I MD quite a bit these days. Just did a great tribute to Abbey Lincoln with Dianne Reeves and Esperanza Spalding and Dee Dee Bridgewater. And last year I did a tribute to Dinah Washington, Lena Horne, and Eartha Kitt at the Hollywood Bowl, and that was a lot of fun as well. I was with Patty Austin and Lettucey, Judith Hill, and Dee Dee Bridgewater. So I'm doing a lot more of those types of things and enjoying it. Well, I think I have a good knack for knowing, fitting a voice with a song. And so the singers also pick their songs, but then I would make some adjustments and some suggestions and maybe switch out a song here and there. And we had done the show once before. Cassandra Wilson was the singer instead of Esperanza, and this time it was Esperanza. So Esperanza brought a different flavor to it, and she picked some really obscure songs which were great and added to it. So I was then able to shift the other songs so that we had a nice flowing show. And then some songs you can play pretty much like the original versions, and some songs you really feel the need to update a little bit or change, bring a different perspective. I think you just have to have a knack for knowing that balance. I did a gig in Israel about 10 years ago, and I called Geri Allen and Esperanza Spalding and Tinika Postma, and I realized that I had called all women, but I didn't set out to do so. And we had a magical feeling on the stage, and it was, I don't know, 110 degrees or something, and we had hung out all day in this heat and swam with the dolphins and had a very nice gig. And I realized it was the beginning of something. I wasn't sure what yet, but I knew that I wanted that quartet to be the core of something, and I knew that I wanted to celebrate female artistry in jazz, female instrumentalists as well as vocalists. And eventually that quartet turned into 21 women for the Mosaic Project, for the very first one. And after doing that, I also realized I had more to say with that same theme, and also wanted to do what I would consider my version of mixing R&B with jazz. So I did a second Mosaic Project called the Mosaic Project Love and Soul, which featured more R&B style singers. So you had Lettucey, Layla Hathaway, Alita Adams, Valerie Simpson, Natalie Cole, Shaka Khan, Paula Cole, Liz Wright, Nancy Wilson's on a track. Whereas the first album vocally had Cassandra Wilson, Dee Dee Bridgewater, Dianne Reeves, Gretchen Parlato, Nona Hendricks, Carmen Lundy. And so I think that for now I'm all set with the Mosaic projects and focusing on other things. I have a new band I'm putting together called Social Science that features Matt Stevens and Aaron Parks, as well as some other people. And we're working on that CD right now.
That must have been
Came into fruition, the universe unfolded as it should. And also the instrumentalists on those records were incredible. Ingrid Jensen, Tina Postma, Tia Fuller, Regina Carter, Geri Allen, of course, Helen Sung, Patrice Rushen, Rachel Z. It's hard to remember all of them for the 2 records because there's so many. Michelle Ndego cello, Linda O, Esperanza, of course. So it was a big undertaking. I think I don't really think about it ahead of time. I get inspired, and I may hear something in my head, and it's like a puzzle. And I just start putting the pieces together, and I let it fall into place naturally. I try not to force anything. If I ask someone if they can make it and they can't, I don't let that deter me, or I don't want to feel defeated by that. I feel immediately, okay, that means something else will happen that will fit this situation. I think that's a big part of production, and band leading, you know, and writing music and knowing who the people that should play that music, who they are. For me, production has gotten more complicated in many ways, even though it's gotten simpler in ways as well, because you have more choices now, because you can record at home. You can send tracks to people and have them send them back to you. You can go in and recut forever. There's an unlimited amount of tracks. So you have many more choices, and sometimes that's not the best thing. You have to know when to quit. Quincy Jones, I think it was, said that you never finish a CD or an album, you just abandon it. So it's knowing when to abandon. But I love technology, and I love the possibilities now, and I think that we as creative people have to know how to maximize the technology and still hold true to our creative thought.
great.